this meeting to order. Review the minutes of April. The last month meeting.
Make a motion to accept the minutes of April 27th, 2022.
I changed it.
Second,
All in favor?
we have to table the March minutes again because Andy's not
Yeah.
here, so.
Review and accept the warrants. March warrant. We have two. March and April.
Yeah, we'll start with the March.
We vote on them separately. Check the March first, please.
Make a motion to accept the warrant for March.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. And I'll make a motion to accept the warrant for April.
All in favor?
Aye.
Review the board, 10% administrative fees for authority today.
Yes, so, with all of our construction projects that we've had, in the past, we were allowed to take a 10% admin fee, or we could put it back into the project. So since the beginning, we've been taking the 10% and putting it back in the projects because we knew we wanted some big things done. We just had these two big projects, which were the vinyl siding project and the electrical project. So with the 10% of those two projects together, just the vinyl siding project actually alone is $35,500. So I put in for the $35,500. I also, and that actually got accepted. So we will be getting a check for $35,500 to be put into the Acushnet Housing Authority checkbook, along with a pending right now for $15,053.76. And when our last project is complete, the small one, it would be $1,800. So that would be a total of $52,353.73 put into our checkbook. Some of that stuff we can actually spend it on. So I did find a table that I wanted to bring up to the board for the next item. The other thing that I talked to the accountant about today is we were talking about putting a little parking lot over here. If we can see if the town could do what they did for us in this area, if we could get a nice little parking spot in this area, it would be maybe around $10,000. If we did eventually vote to do that, it would bring our reserves, at 58%. So with getting this 10% back into our checkbook, it would bring our reserves back to 82%. So we would be really at a good spot, even if we did spend the money for the table and the parking lot. That 82% is, I already asked her to give me the percentage of if it was $10,000 and $3,000 for the table. So once everything gets approved, which the $35,500 was already approved, but once the other two get approved, we will definitely get 82% at reserves. And we don't want to go.
That's be approved by the state.
Nope, it's the $35,500 was already approved. It's actually coming in June 12th, so that would be, it's already there. It just has to be deposited into our account. So with our reserves being 82%, that puts us in a really good spot. We don't want to get our reserves anywhere over 100 because then we stop getting the subsidy, which is little grants like fixing if the sidewalks are broke or if there's something here that needs to be fixed. So we definitely want to keep our reserves under 100% so we can get subsidy.
So the only time we have to vote on that is when you want to spend it.
When I want to spend it, correct. But I just wanted to let you know that in the past we never opted to take the 10% because we wanted to get the windows done, the doors done, the siding done. Now that we have everything done, we definitely want to build up our account so we can use it for other things that we may need, like the table or parking space that we can't get under formula funding, but we can use this for stuff like that. And that, I'm just letting the board know that this is, this is going to be coming soon. So, next is the table.
Okay.
Yep.
This next item is the, vote to vote on purchase of outdoor patio diamond set. Proceeding for it, under roller for the residents.
I think I want to pass this down, this is what we were thinking. Only because it's durable, it's heavy. It's durable, it's heavy, it will, outstand the weather. Yeah. Did you have it right here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're very heavy. It's going to be under a cover. So it is nice. I believe it's an 8-foot table. It seats 6 people, and it'll go right under the pergola right there. I'm asking the board for a vote. The price is I think $2,583. And then, but it's something that would last. It's a special material that will last for a long time. It's not something that it's commercial. It will last for years and years, and probably
Trex kind of thing.
yeah, it's almost like Trex, but because it's under the cover, and then we will take it in all cover in the winter. The only other expense we may have, but I don't have a price on it, is to extend the rock past the pergola, because it goes from the patio and there was rocks there, so just to make it safe. But I don't have a price on that, so I didn't present that to the board today. But the table, they make them when you order them. So I think it said it's like a 4 to 6 week delivery. So if we could go ahead and get it, then they can stop making it and they can deliver it here.
Make a
I'm
motion.
all for it.
Yeah, to approve the Acushnet diamond set.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now, the director's report.
Okay. All right. First of all, day-to-day activities. The CAPCO website. I was able finally to get trained from the Department of Housing on the CAPCO website, which was great because that's how I was able to put in for the 10% on all the projects. We asked for all the reimbursement for all the projects we have spent so far, so that money should be coming in. So slowly, once DHCD sees all the receipts, approves it, everything that we have spent out of our own checkbook will be put back into the checkbook for those projects. We also are switching over, the board had voted a while ago to switch over to the Public Housing Authority website, PHA Web. And we did sign on in January, but every housing authority is also switching over, so they only have so many people to train. So we finally got notice that they're gonna come out, I think, the 3rd week in June, and they're gonna start training us on how to use the PHA website, which is definitely a lot more friendly for every housing authority. And then we'll all kind of be on the same page with all of our program, our work orders. It'll be nice because Mike does have a tablet. If there's any work orders, if anything's broken, Mike can take a picture, it goes directly. It's all directly online. Everything will be noted. A lot of tenants now will have to start signing their work orders just to make sure that the job is done. And once we get trained, we'll know more about it. But every housing authority that has switched over has really had a lot of success, and everybody likes it. The tenants like it, and the staff like it. So next Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday is the Mass Narrow Conference. So the office will be closed Monday and Tuesday. Nancy and I will be attending the conference both days. There's actually a lot of new classes that we're going to be taking, so hopefully we can bring a lot of that back here. Hopefully not a lot of stuff's going to change, but we'll find out Monday and Tuesday. The resident service coordinator, Nancy, has been taking a lot of our classes. I think she's taken, is she here? How many classes have you taken so far?
I have taken 6 or 7 classes, which equals up to 12 and a half hours. I need a total of 36 hours.
Perfect. So Nancy actually has been working on getting all of her classes so she can, is it credits that you have to get?
It's certification. I have a year to be certified from the date of hire.
So definitely all of those are, she's definitely getting all those done. Next on the day-to-day activities, the art program update for the local cultural council. As you can look around and see so many different art projects. I think the tenants are really liking it. All the projects are free. All the art supplies are free. I believe it's gonna end, is it ended at the end of May, Nancy?
Yeah, we were gonna have the art show in June.
Okay, yeah, so then we're gonna have an art show, so everybody can invite their families to come and see all the different projects that we have done. So, I tried to figure it out yesterday, it's really hard because of the stuff that we ordered, but I believe there is still a good amount of money. We've received the grant of $1,500. I'm not even sure if we've spent $1,000 yet, so we're hoping the last couple of projects could be something like really cool, bigger art events that she can do with them, because we do have the $1,500 to spend before the end of May. The construction update, the contractors came to clean up all of the rest of the construction debris for the siding. They did plant the grass, they're basically done.
I think so, yeah.
The only thing that we're working on is we're gonna work with the school to have a piece retrofitted for the doors, just for lock safety. That's something that I've been going back and forth with Department of Housing. And what school is it?
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, Old Colony. They've done a lot of work with us in the past to help us, like with the light posts, we couldn't use that specific top, and they came out and they made a piece to put in there, so we were able to use those tops, so we didn't have to get an engineer to redo all the lighting in the place. So hopefully they can come out and fix the doors and make the locks on the outside of the doors a little safer than they are now. And that's basically it. We finished the bathroom, so the handicap unit is now complete, and we have one tenant moving into the handicap unit, and we will have one apartment open downstairs. We do have a tenant coming up from downstairs, so then we will have an apartment open, but not until we finish the one that's going to be vacant soon. And old business, we talked about this. We noticed during the meeting that there was not a board vote to accept the director's report, but that's something that it's not a law, Mr. Racine.
That's just my thing.
Just requires it. I don't know if the board, we approve the minutes, but I don't know if we want to go ahead and, we don't have to put it on there? Okay, so if you would be informed that we didn't have to put it on there. And for new business, the policies.
That's your report.
Yeah, what's that?
That's in your report.
That's it. Now we just have the policies.
That's, could I have a vote to accept the director's report?
Motion made to accept the director's report.
Before we go any further, I'd like to congratulate Stephanie on her re-election. Yay! Thank you. Now, what we go to policies again. We got one item at a time. So the director will read it, and then we'll take the questions. We'll do it that way, one item at a time. Okay? You can have it all questions one, and we'll do one item at a time. It'll be easier. All right?
Okay, so the first, and actually I put them all together so it would be easier this time. So our first policy would be the air conditioner policy. I did find a book way back in the closet that this air conditioner policy is the only one I could find, but it's exactly the same as the one we have now. The only difference is this one, when people move in now, we'll just have them sign everything on the air conditioner, and I'll read it out loud. Nothing is going to change with the air conditioner policy. And it says that they abide to the following policies and agree to obtain prior approval from management to use for use of the unit as well as installation. I agree that the unit will be 110 volts AC capacity, not to exceed 8,000 BTUs limitation. I agree that the external bracing screws and other fasteners will not be used on vinyl or trim in the installation of the unit. No duct tape, cardboard, cloth, or other unprotected, non-weatherproof material will be used as AC side panels. I agree that any installation will be at my expense. Maintenance cannot lift or take out the air conditioners, so that's basically the only expense that you would have is if you have to hire, if you have, most people have family and friends, and we even have some residents in here that are willing to help some of the people put in their air conditioners. I agree that the annual installation date cannot be prior to June 1st, and removal must be no later than September 30th. There are tenants here that have doctor's notes, that asthma or other reasons. Anybody that does have a doctor's note, they can leave it in, either put it in earlier or leave it in longer, and we do abide by doctor's notes if they have it, so that won't change. And once the air conditioner is installed, the maintenance man will inspect for any damage. At the bottom it reads, I understand that the Acushnet Housing Authority will provide storage for my air conditioning unit and the hall closet of my building when not in use. But the authority does not have any liability whatsoever. I think this should stay the same. We are going to talk about the closets, and I do have something for the closets that I want to bring up with the board. I think it might be a good idea. I asked the board to vote to keep the air conditioner policy the same. We've never had any problems, and it works well.
Okay. Any questions on that? All right, vote, please accept it.
Vote to approve the air conditioning policy.
Second.
Vote that.
So through the book of policies that we have, I could not find a grievance procedure, but I've always been informed, even when I started here, that we have one. And I included Swansea because every housing authority had to adopt this specific grievance procedure. It was actually a public housing notice that went out in the year 2000. The public housing notice is 2003, and basically what it says, and I did cross out the bottom part, but the Swansea Housing Authority, but we put in Acushnet, hereby adopts 760 CMR 603 and its associated sections with respect to the grievance procedures. The Acushnet Housing Authority shall have a single hearing officer. Well, this is theirs, but and I'll explain on. So this one says the Swansea Housing Authority shall have a single hearing officer and an alternate who will serve a term not to exceed 7 years. So in 2018, we asked the director of the Dartmouth Housing Authority, Connie Desbians, to be our grievance officer. So we knew that, we didn't know when the last one came up. So we've had her since 2018. We never had an alternate. But I think it is a good idea to have an alternate depending on the situation. You know, you might want a director of a housing authority and somebody else, just so, you know, if the grievance has something to do with that specific, you know, topic, we could go ahead and find, you know, it could be somebody from the town, it could be anybody. But it might be something that, right now we have a single one, but I don't think it would be bad adding an alternate. But that's up to the board if we want a single grievance person. So what happens is if a tenant has a problem, they come to me, I try to fix it. I've been here, we haven't not fixed the problem. If I can't fix the problem, then they have to file a grievance, and then the grievance goes to the grievance counselor. And on the next pages is actually the policy altogether. And it just, you know, once somebody files a grievance, they get this, and it goes about telling you how exactly to file a grievance, but it is a state law, and every housing authority has to follow the same grievance procedure. So it's not something every housing authority has is different. It's all the same. Yeah, every housing authority, it's the same exact one. All I want to do for ours, we just want to update the date. As you see, it says adopted by. So we do have a policy book. So every time we renew the policy, I'm going to put the new policy, the new date above what was voted before. So basically, I just asked the board if we do have a single hearing officer. Is it something to have an alternate?
That's the Dartmouth.
Swansea Housing Authority. Most people do have an
No,
alternate.
but you're saying our grievance officer is the
Oh, yeah,
housing
our
authority.
grievance officer is Connie Desbians from Dartmouth Housing Authority. She's the director. And she's actually retiring, but she still is staying on. She does a lot with housing authorities for certain things. She's not retiring until this July. She's staying on until December, so after December, if she doesn't want to do it, we might have to reconsider a new grievance officer. But as of right now, we do have her until December of 2022.
But as an alternate, is it fair to like just get someone from town, say the town administrator or something to do that?
Yep, you can see at the end of theirs, which you can be right on, it does say who they have, I believe. So they actually have, their director of veteran services. I'm not sure, Ron Cormier is great. It might be something, you know, I don't know if he'd want it, if he'd be interested. I mean, we probably never have grievances, but in the case we did have one, he might be, you know, he might be somebody or just anybody else. But I think having a veteran service person would be good because we do have a lot of veterans here. So somebody that could represent.
Ron Cormier. I'm in the program in January. I had to give him a new copy of the invoice for medical coverage for the new calendar year. Because that amount I have to pay is higher. I have to sit right after that and finish it Ron. He does his numbers, and then I'm up for the rest of the year. I just sit back, I automatically
Yeah,
get check every month.
we recommend him highly for the veterans that come here that do not know, like, have any veteran services, and he works really well with people. So it might be something we could consider because we do have a lot of veterans here. We have to ask him. If he does, we can, you know, surely put him as an alternate or come up with a list of people and the board can decide.
I can see him being favorable directions as well. So
Yeah.
why don't you contact him and see if he's willing to take on that.
So basically, we want to take a vote to accept the grievance policy stating that the Acushnet Housing Authority shall have a single hearing officer and an alternate who will serve 7-year terms. So that's the only wording that I asked the board to vote on to change on the grievance policy.
Motion made.
So,
No questions on that?
our next is the emergency list. So every year we get audited by Department of Housing, and it's a desk audit and a maintenance audit. So basically, we worked actually with them and the person from maintenance from the Department of Housing to come up with an emergency list. And this is what warrants maintenance person to respond after hours. On our emergency list right now, of course, we put a fire. Please call 911 first, and then you know, we'll take it from there. Anybody that gets locked out, the lockout policy actually is towards the bottom, but how it always has worked is if we're here, we just open the door for people. If they are locked out, Mike will come in and open the door. Usually after somebody has a lockout, they give a key to a child, so you don't usually have to open the door more than once for somebody. But if you do, there is a charge of $10. That's been the policy in the past. Electric power failure, electrical hazard, broken pipe, roof leak, no heat, no hot water, inoperable refrigerator, stove, if any of the burners can't work, a natural gas leak, we ask them to call Eversource, they'll come out and check. Sink and toilet clog and water leak. So basically, this is what we have for our emergency list. It definitely was recommended by Department of Housing to put these on the emergency list. So I just asked the board to update this specific policy, so we can just go ahead and put a new date, an updated date on our emergency policy.
Motion to update the emergency policy.
Second.
Awesome.
Aye.
Any questions on that?
Apartment lockouts. So we always have in the past, the master keys are held by the staff of the Acushnet Housing Authority and the police and the fire department only. The Acushnet Housing Authority recommends that you always carry an apartment key with you to avoid being locked out. If you do get locked out during office hours, the staff will be happy to assist you. After hours and weekends, please call a relative or a friend to whom you have entrusted a spare key. If you aren't able to contact this person, you may call, and I did change that, you may call the office during office hours or the emergency number, because we do have an answering service after hours. There is a $10 charge for lockouts when the staff is called during off-duty hours.
Any questions on that? No, okay.
Motion to approve.
And last but not least, and I know I talked to quite a few people, you know, some in favor of what we talked about last week, and some had concerns, and I understand everybody's concerned. So it says no storage of any kind is allowed, is that, yeah. their storage, and the front or back hallways. But as far as the closet, the Acushnet Housing Authority gives each tenant a key to the storage closet in the front downstairs hallway. Only 3 large items can be stored in this area. Large is defined as a plastic box no longer than 30 inches long by 24 inches wide and 17 inches high. The 3 large items include the air conditioning. No cardboard boxes are allowed. The Acushnet Housing Authority is not responsible for any items stored in the closet. Please be aware that this storage space is for 4 apartments to share. Please note again that the hallways are not storage areas, so we already went over that last week, the hallways. So as far as the closet, and we say this when they move in, they're allowed 2 large boxes, 2 totes, and an air conditioner. We did walk around this week and open a lot of closets, and there is a lot more. Some closets are good, but there's a lot more than just boxes and air conditioners. We talked about last week that we do have the new fire panels in there, which they advised us that those closets should be clear of everything. But as you see in the air conditioning policy, it's really hard to store your air conditioner. So Nancy and I kind of went back and forth, like how could we help them store the air conditioners and help us, because we don't want this equipment getting ruined because it costs us a lot of money. So the thought we came up with was maybe change the locks on the doors of the closet. And when they need, during office hours only, not when maintenance is here, because he has a lot of other stuff to do. But if they plan to have the air conditioners put in and take it out, they can notify the office and we can go ahead and unlock the door. That way we can see the air conditioners going in there, make sure that they're in there, they're not hitting anything. Because I think one closet, so one side there are 2 different things that are in each closet. But if the office goes and opens the door for them, oversees them, put it in there and lock the door, at least they will have room to store their air conditioners somewhere, except in their closets. Because air conditioners, some leak, some don't. I'd rather see them store them there than the hardwood floors and the closets, because then now we're talking about having damage to the floors, and everything else.
So you're looking to eliminate the other 2 large items that currently...
I mean, I have no problem if they keep them in there. The only problem is how far, I mean, if they want to keep a box of Christmas stuff and we just have to open the closets for Christmas. But I mean, we have a lot to do in the office, to keep going back and forth to open closets for people when they need their stuff. I mean, if they keep, a box of Christmas stuff, I mean, I don't know, that's up to you guys as a board.
I haven't seen the closets. There's enough room for 4 air conditioners and...
There's enough room for each apartment to have those 2 size boxes and an air conditioner. But the problem is over the years, I mean, people have put trash barrels. We saw a trash barrel in one yesterday. Crazy.
I agree with having not more than the other 2 boxes, but I think we need to let them continue with that. There's not a whole lot of place to put anything. We already went over that last week. Is there a way to protect the equipment?
Somebody did bring that up. Is there a box that we can cover the equipment with?
I'd rather see the equipment covered inexpensively and allow them to keep using the closets and not have to relock them.
Yeah, but I really do think the 2 boxes and 3 boxes and no air conditioning, or 2 boxes and air conditioning, only because yesterday when we did have somebody needed to get into the closet, and I can't even tell you the stuff that had to be taken out of that closet to get to somebody else's stuff.
Yeah. No, so again, I don't mind the policy that's in place. I don't want to be more restrictive and take away them 2 boxes and lock the closets on.
Yep.
From what we heard last week, there's already not enough place for them to put their stuff. I think we need to keep it the way it is and come up with something.
Is there something that can be built over that?
Yeah, I mean, we can figure it out, because if they have to get in them, I mean, you just have to screw a panel on it, I guess. We could just, they're out the boxes this fast, so you have to just build a little box around the baby.
It may be something simpler than that, where you can just put a 2x6 at the bottom of it, so nothing can go up and hit it and lean on it or anything.
Yeah, because all the everything's up high, it's just the concrete going down. I could think of something, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, and then we do. And honestly, we've never done closet inspections, because we've never really had, in the past couple months, we have had you should see what this person has in that closet. And then some people cleaned out their porches and all the stuff went in the closet, and then the tenants upstairs, you know, or downstairs complained. So,
Because it's- sometimes people move out and
that's another
the
thing.
family doesn't realize there's stuff in the closet, so there's.
Then we're
stuff that
responsible.
People been gone for years, you know,
yeah.
we don't even know about.
And that may be the case, like, if we do like a whole clean out, you may find that half of the stuff in the closets in your houses don't even belong to the people that live in your
No,
building.
the other thing, I mean, again, I don't want to take away anything, but the current move with the 3 items is great. And if they are in totes, there can be names on the totes.
Yeah,
And then we
absolutely.
know when that person's gone, that tote's gone, you know, it's,
Yeah, and the only reason why we went to totes and not cardboard boxes is during the bed bug classes, is because bed bugs can they can basically hibernate in cardboard. So that's why we went out with all the cardboard and like everybody have totes, because the bed bugs can't go through the plastic, so. Yeah.
And Michael, what do you think would be a safe way to keep from the electrical box in place?
We can, like, box, we can build a box around it, maybe make a horseshoe or something, or I don't know if we can bend a piece of metal or something. I'll have to look at it and see, you know.
I say, could you, in the meantime, put a piece of tape there so they won't go about the tape, stuff like that?
It's not that, it's just when you move something in, you can, you know, you're gonna hit them, you know, the out boxes are
Oh, okay.
probably about this high, you know, you bring something in, a tote or something, you can.
And if they kept it to totes, honestly, once they, I don't know how high it is, but once they put the tote on the ground and
Yeah.
slide it, would
Right.
they hit that piece? Like
No,
maybe just a shelf type thing?
Yeah, we can,
it's.
we'll figure it out, yeah, first, and then we'll go from
Because
there.
I agree that, if you see the totes and the air conditioners in there, because there are closets that are really neat, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
It's when.
No, I don't want to take that away.
Yeah, and I agree 100%.
So I'm gonna try to make it so we can meet.
Yeah, he just has to come up with something to,
My motion is to accept the storage policy as it's written here, allowing the 3 items, including the AC units, and for us to do whatever we have to do to protect the equipment.
is it just keep it the same 3 items,
3 items
but the air conditioner is considered one of the 3?
is one of the
Okay.
3.
Perfect. Second.
Oh, there you go. Any questions?
I have one. In the closet, they have the inside of the, underneath the stairs. They don't fit one total. Because they are so low and it's hard to put something there.
Yeah, you gotta do the limbo.
Yeah, is it?
angle?
Well, that's when you go around, right? Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That's where my stuff is.
But if everybody had, like I can't, because if everybody had 2 totes and an air conditioner, do you have to put the storage around it? But isn't there enough room in there?
No, there isn't.
Well, it depends on the size of the tote. If you live
Well,
in
yeah, it can't be
this
big
size
totes, it has to
tote,
be
you
No,
small.
it's
gotta
not the
get
regular
those
ones.
totes.
Because it's just,
It's a good size.
I want to show that, yeah, show that last one. Or show
not
the-
just the bed,
Is there any way to add shelves? Like, because obviously our stuff does not go up.
So they just.
It's all flat to the ground, so if you added a shelf, we could,
I don't think you get it because of the angle.
The angle,
Put shelf anywhere
exactly.
you want, but you wouldn't be able to put.
exactly.
You're better just to
because
stack
the
stuff on top of it.
They are,
These closets are under the stairs.
lot of
Yeah,
space is taken,
It's just, I'll show you, and then it goes around the corner.
lot of space is taken because it's like that, you know, the floor is like that. The level between the stairs
Yeah.
and the floor.
I've actually never been to the back because everyone I go in has stuff.
It's just, like we said, shelves don't go. You can put one total, yes, one. If somebody wants to put there, can put 1, 2, and 3 in front.
It says here, 30 inches long by 24 inches wide, 17 inches high.
you're saying under the stairs, you can only put 1, toe,
Yeah.
one toe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they can't double them up, because
No.
the stairs are too
Right.
low. So it's just one toe, one, right?
Yeah.
So when you open the door, right here, as soon as you open the door, that's where
Because when I remember, when I was in
They're on the wall.
I had property.
That's what I was thinking, like, because we used to have a thing with that. Like a protective thing, yeah. So what do you, so are you saying that you don't think the closets will fit?
No, I think that the shelves will be to the front, you know, the angle. If somebody want to use that, it's going to be empty. If somebody want to use for put 3 totems or the air conditioner there, and that is okay, but they can be shelves there, you know.
I don't know, I don't understand.
No shelf, no, I don't know, you can't put a shelf in
Can you
there.
put like,
It seems,
It's stacked on top
it seems
of
like for 4 people to be able to share it, things have to get stacked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
And
sharing,
get
the people
removed
that
every
need,
time, so.
they need to be aware the size of the closet. Because 4 people, they can share the closet, but they can have, this is my space, my space, my space.
no, each person, and it shouldn't be that, because each person should just have either 2 bins and a air
Yes.
conditioning or
Yes.
3 bins.
Unfortunately, it's not exactly what happened,
But, well, we're gonna stop policing it more, because it's not fair that one person has a
No.
million things, and so this, we're gonna stop getting these, we haven't had a chance, because we've been working so hard on some of the stuff in the office, that we're gonna start getting out the letters and stop following through. So we can work with you guys in each building to go through, I mean, I have no problem coming here, helping you guys pull all the stuff out, is it yours, is it yours? If it's not yours, we can see whose it is, and then we can
Yes.
get rid of the stuff. Because we did find, Mike and I found, in one of the buildings that the person hadn't been there for a long time, and the Christmas decorations were still in there.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that there could be a lot of that right
Yeah.
now. So once we get everything cleaned out, everybody should be allowed either 3 totes or 2 totes in an air conditioner. And that would be fair for everybody.
yes.
Yes, and you just said it, you're gonna police it, right, whatever.
We should, well, we do unit
Because
inspections.
I name the name, but I don't use that thing, he doesn't use his,
Yeah,
and then the other person don't use it, so it's one person that's got stuff in there without totes.
yeah, and that's the thing, it only can be totes at this time because
I opened it up one time, a long time ago, and I.
Shut it. And you know what, a lot of stuff in the back, like I said, might be somebody's there from years ago.
Could be.
So what we can start doing is, because of COVID inspections is gonna start up again, as we do unit inspections, we will inspect each closet, so, and make sure, you know, and as people move out, the new person, if stuff is still there, we can take out.
Can I get keys for the post?
Yes, you can. You didn't get, you should have got one, but yeah, no, that's not a problem. So we just need a vote to keep it the way it is, and, well, we'll,
We have a
yeah.
motion and a second. Just need an all in
Oh,
favor.
we have a motion and a second. We have a motion and a second, we just need it all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
So, any other questions or any problems?
Yes, I have a question for you. When you go with Nancy away the 2 days,
Yes,
Mike has the totems because a lot of people, they need for wash the clothes.
yeah, well, we'll be here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so if anybody needs tokens, they can come Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Nancy's here all day Friday, so if you guys need tokens, just come in Friday,
Okay,
and, anybody can get their tokens. That's why we're telling you in advance that, you know.
oh, it's okay, okay.
Yep, and hopefully hopefully that situation's gonna be taken care of soon, the quarters will come in effect, and you guys won't have to worry about that anymore,
Yeah.
so.
That's good, I always lose.
When you go through your list, I have one issue on what add on. If I can't today, I'll have to wait till next month.
Well, yeah, we can't vote on anything, but you can speak about something. What is it you like?
As you know, the last couple of years, I've been monitoring the recycle in my corner. And the last few months, I've been noticing that if every day, because I go every day. If I see a box folded, but it's not put aside, everybody will stay in that section, the whole bins are full within a week. Now, what do they then recycle? Well, they gotta go other places. Well, the other places, it's still got week to week.
Are you saying because they're not,
They're
breaking
folded.
up, they're not breaking up their cardboard boxes?
But all that area is empty.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I put it on the side. If I don't, then Mike's got a problem.
Well,
And you have a problem.
well, unfortunately, it's another thing. We asked everybody in here to cut up their cardboard boxes to put them in recycling. But not everybody does.
Yeah.
But if everybody did, we wouldn't have this problem.
Because I do it every day, because I see it.
But we do have, that $75,000 grant that's coming in, and we are gonna be putting cameras on the trash, because it's really hard to say it's yours when we don't see it. So there's gonna be
I see it
cameras.
every day.
Yeah, the thing is that if you know who's doing it and their name
I
is on
have a
the,
suspicion. I can't prove it.
but if you
Yeah, I
know,
see the problem.
but if you know who's doing it and their name is on the box, because a lot of people
That's the
they're,
problem, there's no label, but I know who's still doing it. Because when the people like Amazon, they have to secure the box. So the person busts it out, but the Amazon is still there. Now, my bill is just very in my way.
well, unfortunately, like I said, the rule is to cut the boxes down. I mean, it's just tenants being rude to other tenants, because it's not fair that you can't put your recycling in there. It's common courtesy, not everybody has common courtesy,
And this
but,
building here, I have the same problem.
yep, well, a lot of buildings have the same problems. A lot of people put things in recycling that don't belong in recycling, like every week's probably pulling things out of recycling that doesn't belong in there.
The other day, I have a bear beside,
Yeah.
a stuffed animal, a bear like beside.
So hopefully when we have the cameras, we can monitor that situation a little better.
Yeah.
It is sad.
I'll do what I'm doing.
It's sad to me.
But that's why we're updating all these policies, so we just want everybody to be on the same page for everything.
Then I'll take care of it too.
You said that leave garbage in elderly places, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No.
Sure, there's an opportunity here.
That's why I open
I
my mouth.
have a request. We're all happy now that we can.
No, we're not happy yet. I have a request. The bed screen to my apartment is all ripped.
Yep.
And I have called the office and I was told that it wouldn't be fixed probably this year. So I was hoping that it was. It's not really, I know that Mike is really busy, but I don't like going to sit in the back because we have to sit in the back now and see that door and, the
No.
screen ripped.
So
It doesn't look right.
I was actually gonna call you back, so what, we just had all the screens replaced, and the construction company was nice enough to, do it for free, we just bought the screens. Some of them, I don't know if they did it too tight, but they're starting to come along the edge. It is the policy of the Department of Housing that there is a certain order of work orders that need to be done, starting with emergencies, other stuff, apartments, and then get to the porches. So with that being said, Mike just finished that turnover. He's been working on the lot. He has another turnover. We're hoping to get to the porches. We do have some extra money that we just got to rescreen them. That would be actually something that I would love to put in the next capitalization if we can, to have all new screens, because we have some apartments that the railings and everything are coming apart. They all need to be fixed. We did have a company come in that had a beautiful system, so everything in the back would come out and the whole new system would be put in. But unfortunately, we don't have the money for all of that. But we can fix the screens. We do have a work order for it, but other work orders have to be done before that.
We're nearing the end of the fiscal year. Do we have any money left for Doug to come help out with a few things, or?
Doug's been here the last 3
Yeah.
weeks helping out. We might, the problem is our maintenance budget, because Mike was out. And
Yeah.
we had a bunch of big snowstorms. We're definitely over on maintenance right now, so, but we were able to get Doug because we could do it through the apartment, because he was working in the apartment. If I can find a way to tell DHG to see if I can fit it in another line item, then we would definitely, definitely be able to have Doug come out and just work on something like the screens. Because we do have the money to replace all the screens, we just don't have the work power to do it. I mean,
Well, I
it's
saw
not,
a snake this morning, and I don't want that snake going into front.
Yeah, if you came to my house, I send back to yours.
Gotta catch it and bring it down.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
Does the board have
I
any
call my
authority to
truck at-
transfer from one line item to another file?
Such a thing.
I might have, something I can throw in there, because, like I said,
I know we got like 6 weeks left in the fiscal year.
yeah, so let me, I have to call the accountant back today, and, I could probably work something with her to see, and what we can do about that, so.
We'll try to take care of it.
Okay, thank you.
It's not just that one too, if you do it.
There's a
just
few
go-
around,
Yeah, there's a lot that have to be fixed.
Now, but ours is bad because it's split.
Yeah, and the other thing too is, we haven't had a chance to send the letter out yet, because we've been so busy, so we are gonna, there's still porches that have a lot of stuff. It would be nice if the porches were cleared out, because I hate to replace all the screens and then them stop taking the stuff out of the porch and with the screens again, so.
Yeah. Our screen is, our porch is.
It's awful. Even the door doesn't close right, the screen, you can tell on the top it's coming out.
I mean, the whole system is,
They are 50.
from 1970s, but
Yes.
there is going to be more formula funding, and that is actually on our list of wants,
Yeah.
is to have a whole new outside deck system put in. And they have beautiful, the ones we were looking at were like beautiful, but we just have to come up with the funding to do something like that. Because you're not just talking about one unit, you're talking about,
Oh, yeah.
so it's a big cost, so,
Yeah. They don't do this for 40-something years.
yeah. Yep.
Things they
And
can.
some of them are rusting, and, yeah.
Oh, yes, but that's normal.
Yeah, so.
And they're the same with the closet, the kitchen cabinets, and they start
Oh,
coming
yeah.
apart.
Oh, my
That's
God.
normal, it's old.
Could we get new cabinets?
What happened to us, we get all the everything
I have
out.
to honestly say, I don't think you'll ever get new cabinets. I think that if anything, the painted cabinets, only because we've had, people from Department of Housing come, and we've actually replaced the kitchen, and some of these cabinets they're built-in, so you can't make cabinets like that. So
Now, this is old,
probably the painting but I don't know when the money will be available, but that also is on our list, so. We
Yeah.
have a lot of things on the list, we just have to have money for it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
There you go. You'll have one more, so that you can send comments.
yeah,
Any other questions?
No,
Okay. You'll have another chance on the tenant's comment. Okay, the maintenance report.
All right, for the first time, and since I come back, I don't have an apartment to do, which is good. We finished up apartment 11 finally. I've been working on the pergola out there and just been doing my normal maintenance. Nothing major's been coming up, so.
when
That's good.
will the pergola be ready for them to sit? We just need a fan, right? We can get
Need a
it.
fan. Hopefully, in a couple more days, I'll be done with my apartment. We just gotta get the electrician back and we'll be good.
I know I've said this before, but if you don't know that, you'll see two things hanging out, down. Those are heaters, and those are gonna be on a timer, so if you sit out at night, it gets chilly, you can put the heat on, and there's also gonna be a fan. And we did bring electric out, I remember, they had a little dance party one time, but they didn't have music, so now you guys can bring a radio if you wanna be out there, so there is electric for you guys to use while you're sitting out there also.
And soon to be a new table.
Yeah.
And a new table, yeah.
Okay, we have a motion to accept the maintenance report.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor? Now, tenant comments. Anybody else? Nothing?
no, nothing.
We all happy?
We are
Yeah,
all
well,
happy.
All happy?
I have a question. Can I go back to the last meeting for a second? I, for one, am very upset, and I'd like to know if it's a done deal about the tables and chairs, and why we are not allowed to sit out front. We have to sit in the backyard like we're hiding next to the trash.
I'll answer if I can stop. You can sit anywhere you want on the grounds, the property. You just have to bring your chair where you want and put it back away at the end of the day, at the end of your use.
That's easy to say. For me, I can carry a chair from here to there. There's other people that may not be able to carry a chair.
We have chairs that they can, we're gonna have table and chairs, they can come out and sit right
Yeah,
over
but
here.
not everyone wants to sit there. It's just, every single person in here disagrees with this. I haven't talked to one person who agrees with it. It's like.
We just we can't have them everywhere. We can't have everybody leaving their stuff wherever they want over the whole grounds.
But
we have 40 years.
All these people don't even come out of their places.
I'm sorry, because before you come to the board, we have years with a table or 2 benches in the front, the 18. We never had any problem.
Since COVID.
And everybody loved it because we associated with everybody, people coming in and going out always waved. Or if they were walking by, they'd stop and come over and talk. Now we're hiding, they say, where are you? You just don't go out anymore?
This housing has to operate as a community, not as 100 individuals. So we have a bench, seat, swing out there. We're gonna have a table over here. And it's possible with other monies coming in, we can put things, but we have to do everything so that everyone can use it. You can't have your chair here and someone's there and there, because then we can't control it. We can't keep it neat and orderly. That's what it comes down to, is just trying to keep a nice, neat, orderly community where you can share and use things that we're providing for you. We try to provide as much as we can. As you see, we just got a new 8-person chair for under the pergola today. Mike and I with the Lions Club have bought benches and tried to put them throughout too. So we want to have places for you to do this and sit and be comfortable. But it can't be yours, because then somebody else can't sit there. You know, and you may say, oh, well, my friends can use it, but then somebody else can't. So it has to be community stuff or be put away at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think there's like, well, how many big swings? 4, each swing fits 4 people.
Yeah, there's one over here.
There's a lot of
There's about 6, yeah, you gotta.
Well, he fixes them every year.
Yeah, it's just that one over there is tough, bro. Yeah, it's a glider.
Maybe we can move this one over there because nobody ever uses this
Yeah,
one.
it's.
We'll try to figure out where you guys want to sit and put more seating in that area, but it has to be community seats. Okay?
So we're not allowed to have tables in the back or anywhere.
You can
No
have,
personal property.
if you had.
But some of these people can't bring them in. That's what I'm trying to say. I want little foldable chairs.
That's why we provide chairs.
That's all.
You
Right,
They can use them.
She just said you have to bring them in. I'm just saying, some people cannot.
The ones in there, bring them in and they can't bring them out. One, get them out.
They're talking about this.
What, but that's
That's
why.
supposed to pack right there. Keep it bingo.
Well, we're trying to solve one problem at a time. This is why we have getting.
And again, it is a community.
Well, this
and
hasn't
you
been
should-
solved, Lynn. Everyone gets upset about it. You guys set down the rules.
Okay, but you don't understand, people had tables outside, okay? And then certain people were allowed to sit there, certain people weren't allowed to sit there. Like you said, nobody ever had a problem with that table. I will beg to differ. A lot of people had a problem with that table, with people sitting in the front of the building. You say nobody had a problem? We had several complaints.
Just sit there and join us.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
That's not true. So we are just trying to
I don't
solve a problem.
You are here 1 hour a month. What do you know?
Because we have several tenant complaints. We do.
Oh, yes, I know.
Is it people that don't even go out of their house that's complaining because we're doing this?
Not everybody likes what everybody, I mean,
No, I know, you
6%.
can't please everybody.
You can't.
I know
And
that.
now say, every single, you saw what it looked like over there. There was a lot of chairs and a lot of tables.
Yep.
Take that and put it in front of every single door, because everybody's allowed to do it now. Now take that, what was there, put it in front of every single, do you want to drive in and see this whole place full of chairs and tables in front of every building? just like it was over there?
I think it's
If it
bad.
was neat and orderly,
People are gonna do it, they don't even come out of their building.
Well, I mean,
But they could.
but
If it's nice and neat.
But the thing is, you have, what has to be available for one, has
That's
to be
why-
available for
I understand
everyone.
what you're saying.
That's why we like to provide the tables and chairs, so it is neat, so they are consistent, so they look the same, so we don't have green, pink, purple, blue, and everything else. It's nicely done. You know, we'll do our best.
so Michael, how did you cut the grass and tables? You didn't have a problem?
They had moved them in the past, but some are not moved, I have to cut around them. Some people move them, some don't.
Well,
I know you're never gonna please everyone.
anyway.
I get it, but it's all of us.
Like I said, if you're gonna have people come and see you, you wanna have a barbecue, that's perfectly all right. But you gotta clean up and put stuff away when you're
Yeah,
done.
we're not saying you can't have a
That's
table out there. You know, you wanna
I
have,
just have to bring it upstairs after and put it in my bedroom, because I can't put it on my porch or the downstairs closet.
but if you put it on the grass, like I said, and you're not here, and we have to mow
No, I get
it, it's
that.
not
I
fair
get
for us to be moving 42
No, I
tables.
get it,
to get
Lynn, I get it, I get it.
So,
It's just frustrating to us. I know we can't change the rules, it's just frustrating to us.
Yeah.
Like I said, you told me I could have them when I moved in. I just want to have a hot tub of
well,
my
and
own.
we allowed, you know, but
I get
it
it.
got,
I get it, I understand.
You got
I
really
understand.
hungry.
You have to do what you have to do. I just want to eat a hot dog in my backyard. I don't care about anything else. I'm not putting my hot dog over here to 18 purposes. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
yeah. But you do understand if you're there and Mike goes along, that he has to move the table.
Yes.
So that's another big thing.
Alright, moving on.
Okay, anything else?
Okay, one more thing. Is there a rule in there about parking in the fire lanes?
This conversation has come up plenty of times, and we're just gonna say the same thing until hopefully we can work with the town to build a parking area. Are you supposed to park in the fire lane? No, you're not. But on a Saturday, if each one of these residents' child came to visit, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna park? There is, and this isn't a problem just here. This is a problem in every housing authority in Massachusetts and probably everywhere else. Because when they originally built these housing authorities, there really is not even enough parking. If all these buildings were full and everybody drove, there's not enough parking spaces for everybody that lives here. Where some people don't drive, so we're lucky in that aspect. So what we tell everybody is, if you're coming, because this happens a lot, and you see there's an empty spot here, which right now there is, we ask every tenant to tell their guests or their workers or nurses' aides, please check guest parking first. If guest parking isn't available, please find a spot along the street that doesn't have fire lane or no parking. After that, I mean, we have nurses coming to take care of a lot of you. If there's nowhere else to park and you need to be taken care of, you know, they have to park in the fire lane.
Of course.
Until we can solve this problem of all your nurses and your guests need to park in the parking lot over here. So, are you allowed to park in the fire lane? No, you're not allowed to park in the fire lane anywhere. But we are private property, and we hope that people use their discretion if there's no other place, no place that says fire lane, that you just don't park in front of a door, because if the ambulance needs to get there, now you're gonna hurt your neighbor because the ambulance is trying to get there. So we ask, and every morning, we'll look out once in a while, and we're like, yep, there's 2 cars in the fire lane, and there's 3 open spaces. So that's why we tell the tenants, we ask you to tell your guests, because you are responsible for your guests and all your guest actions. Can you please tell them to check guest parking? I'm gonna say, maybe at 10 o'clock in the morning, if 3 or 4 people have nurses' aides, there's no more guest parking. I mean, we can't tell them to leave, they can't park on Main Street. So what are we gonna say, you can't have your nurse come in and help you because there's no place to park? No, they have to park in the fire lane until we can solve the parking problem.
Okay, but do the board members have the right to park in the fire lane?
Well, I did see this on the fire lane.
That's what we're supposed to find all this stuff.
Yeah,
So
so,
did any of us go on?
yeah. So that's so,
The one thing about us parking in the fire lane is we are, as it was just stated, just here for an hour, and we're visible to it. So if something happens right here, I can get out of here and take it.
Right out.
see, and this is why we're trying to get everything on the same page, because when we're in the office trying to do all this construction stuff, we have a question and we try to fulfill everybody's wants, and it's, well, if I can't do it, why is she doing it? And look at that one. This is why we're trying to get on the same page, that we're gonna follow the rules for everybody, so, we don't have this constant, but filing, this is every single day.
Okay.
Just a question, understanding myself, is nothing allowed in the backyard, like a table?
There's gonna be
No
no
table.
personal property at all allowed on
In the
any
backyard.
common grounds.
Okay.
Yep, but we haven't had a chance to sell the letter, and
Oh.
we've already gotten a question about somebody's table being grandfathered. There's no grandfather, and there's no, there's no,
Grandmother, no grandfather.
there's no grand, no, I mean, what do you know? I mean, we haven't got to the, other stuff, but, no personal property allowed on the grounds of the housing authority.
Okay.
Excuse me, does that include the grills that were given to
That's
us?
Well, that's property of the housing authority.
Oh, okay.
That's not anybody's personal property.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Because I think there's some grills that don't look like the ones that we got from the.
So we are going to address each situation. We're going to walk around, we're going to make sure everybody's following the same.
Okay. All right. Just remember, we have to stay happy. And if you have any problems, just see you then. You don't take care of you, you come see us.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Rosino.
All right. Next meeting is the
Next meeting is 15th. June 5th.
Any other business? If not, motion to adjourn. All in favor?